I'd like to welcome those of you who just watched Loyola Chicago take down Duquesne. We are live from Bowling Green, Kentucky. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers hosting the Liberty Flames in the first Conference USA game for Liberty after dominating the A-Sun for a few years, and that's their first bucket of the game as Kyle Rode puts it in 4-3. Liberty on top. You haven't missed much other than a couple of fouls from Western Kentucky's Babacar Faye, and he has had to take a seat on the bench. Chris Hassel, BJ Taylor with you, and we're going to get an offensive foul on Liberty. BJ, these are two highest scoring teams in Conference USA, both scoring close to 80 a game. Ritchie McKay, 11th season at Liberty, had 2 years, left for a bit to go and coach on Tony Bennett's staff at Virginia, brought that pack line defense back here, and this is now his 9th straight year after that little hiatus. And boy, Liberty has been just so dominant at the conference level, but he told us today he expects a few more bumps in the road in Conference USA play this season. The athletes are at a different level in this league compared to the A-Sun.
Yeah, it's going to be a different caliber of player they're playing against night in and night out. But when you run offense as efficiently as Liberty does, it gives you a chance every single night.
Rode a nice little bounce pass back door, and Colin Porter lays it in.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Chris. The Liberty offense is going to make the defense wrong. If you play too high, they got a back door. If you play too low, you go under a screen. It's a three-point shot. They're always reading and reacting.
And Liberty with the strip. Brody Peebles off the bench behind the back, reversing and misses. It looked pretty, everything but the finish.
It was an incredible move, though, wasn't it?
And Don McHenry takes it inside and scores. The leading scorer for Western Kentucky puts the Hilltoppers back on top 4 minutes in.
And that's what you can expect from Don McHenry tonight. He is going to push this tempo as the leader of this Western Kentucky offense.
At three, well off the mark from Rode. Hilltoppers always going to look to push out of a miss. McHenry missed that. Two different styles of offense. They both score it around 80 points a game, but Liberty does it a lot more methodically. For those of you watching us on our free streaming coverage, it's going to conclude after this commercial break, but we're going to continue here on CBS Sports Network. You can find us by going to cbssportsnetwork.com/channel finder. Western Kentucky with a 7-6 lead early going against Liberty. Chris Hassel joined by BJ Taylor. Both of these teams had good non-conferences, BJ. Liberty thinks they played their toughest non-conference schedule. Western Kentucky, on the other hand, they feel like they're going to learn a lot about themselves tonight. Yeah,
well, whenever you're playing an offense like Liberty has, you're going to be tested defensively, and Coach Lutz is very excited to see how his team is able to match up against that high-powered offense.
Let's take a look at BJ's keys to the game tonight, presented by Fresh Pen.
Well, yeah, Chris, if you're Liberty, you got to take care of the basketball, right? They are 6-0 this season when they have 8 turnovers or less, and then they have to compete on the boards. They haven't been strong on the offensive or defensive boards this season, so they've got to play an even game there. And then if you're Western Kentucky, push the tempo. They play at a faster pace than any team in Conference USA. And then on the defensive side, they have to play with discipline. When we spoke with Coach Lutz earlier today, he said, listen, guys, we have got to make sure our principles are sharp, because if not, this Liberty Flames offense will make you pay.
Steve Lutz replacing Rick Stansbury, who's now on the Memphis staff. Head coach at Corpus Christi the last 3 seasons. NCAA tournament appearances each of the last 2 seasons. They even won a game in the first 4. This is a guy that just wins, period. And Western Kentucky has won 7 straight. Inside, an easy look at it from Rodney Howard, the Georgia Tech transfer. Might have short-armed it a little bit. And Liberty has it back down 7-6. Foul trouble early. We mentioned Faye with 2 fouls for Western Kentucky. Joseph Van Zandt has 2 fouls for Liberty. Just 5 minutes into this game. Liberty working that offense, and there's Rode. Boy, Ritchie McKay loves not only Rode's game, but just his impact on this team as a leader.
And you don't have that as much in college basketball as we used to, Chris. You know, with the transfer portal, guys going in and out, to have a guy like Kyle Rhodes still be that vocal leader in the locker room is such a plus for a coach.
Yeah, you asked, Coach, you know, is this guy going to be sitting next to you on the bench sometime soon? And basically what he said is he's going to be taking my job very soon. He sees Kyle Rhodes as a head coach at Liberty someday in the future.
And that's an incredible compliment for a player, because you know your coach trusts you, believes in you. Coach says, I can walk out into practice. Kyle can run the practice, okay? If I got to step away, I don't even have to pass it off to an assistant. I'll just let Kyle handle it.
Well, Liberty already has 3 turnovers in this game. That was one of the things that they do so well. They only turn it over 9 times a game. That's top 5 in the country.
And this is something we're going to see a lot of tonight, Chris. Zach Cleveland initiating the offense. The 6'7" sophomore doesn't look like a point guard, but he's the leader in assists on his ball club.
Little slip and an open look for Caden Matheny, who's deadly. Leads the team 41% from deep.
Yeah, the ultimate sharpshooter Matheny is.
Dante Allen with the cut uses the glass right over the top of Brody Peebles. Mr. Kentucky totally turned over their team from last year. Coaching change. Had to go get some JUCO guys. I'm talking with Steve Lutz earlier today at shoot-around. He thinks it's probably something he's going to have to do each and every season this day and age in college basketball with all the transfers.
Yeah.
Just going to try to find some kids who grew up in the area, want to play ball for a great program with a fantastic fan base. As you look at the Matheny 3.
Well, you see Zach Cleveland with that quick DHO over to Matheny. Nice, easy jump shot for him. And then Dante Allen getting downhill. Those 2 plays are a microcosm of what we're going to see tonight. Liberty's going to play more on the perimeter from the outside, find those open threes, and Western Kentucky's going to look to get downhill and put pressure on the defense at the basket.
And points off. Turnovers for Don McHenry, who takes it inside. Already 4 turnovers for Liberty, nearly halfway to their season average. They are 2nd in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio at 2-1.
I mean, you saw in that last play, as we're going to have a foul on McHenry underneath, that quick ball screen for McHenry to get to his left hand and finish is how Western Kentucky is going to play. There will not be a bunch of 5, 6 pass possessions before a shot. They're going to turn this one into a track meet.
Liberty Flames won 5 straight ASUN titles before leaving for Conference USA. They're looking to do just what their football team did, which is come into Conference USA and own it. They went perfect in the regular season, won the Conference USA championship, and earned that Group of 5 bid to the New Year's 6 into the Fiesta Bowl. Nice move by Cleveland, and Liberty ties things up at 11. Uh-oh, Newman traveled. He saw an opening and was a little too excited.
They got a little ahead of himself right there, you know. Sometimes you see that crease, you see that gap, you're like, I gotta go, I gotta go. Still gotta be sharp, can't shuffle the puppies.
Coach Lutz was telling us at shoot-around today, not sure if his team is disciplined enough to go 40 minutes and beat a team as disciplined as Liberty.
Yeah, see, and that's what you have to do. You gotta force turnovers when you play the Liberty Flames.
The 5th one.
Yeah, well, because going against their half-court offense for an entire game is just too challenging. You've got to turn it into an up-and-down game.
Great look inside from Matheny to Shiloh Robinson. McHenry now backing down Matheny. Bounce pass baseline. Good little slip to the cup from Christian Lander. Tied up early, expect a close game tonight. Liberty just about a 3-point favorite coming in. Western Kentucky always tough to beat here. Nice little dip underneath from Robinson once again.
Great pass. You saw Matheny right there, has the head up, puts the defender in a bind, is able to find Robinson on an easy roll.
Newman misfires on the 3. Little inside out, and another 3 from Matheny.
And Liberty loves to do that, Chris. They get a quick post up early in their secondary break, but it's not to score with Shiloh Robinson. It's so that we can collapse the defense, kick out to an open shooter.
And they've opened up their largest lead of this game at 5. First an errant pass, but still plenty of time on the shot clock. It's at 15 as Allen launches for 3, and the answer. Offense starting to heat up. As we told you, 2 highest scoring teams in the conference. Both teams scoring at around 80 points a game. Peebles left open, and he misses. That snaps a streak of 4 straight makes for Liberty. And that'll take us to a timeout with Liberty up by 2.
Well, and Liberty is leading Conference USA in assists for a reason right here. Matheny with a no-look down low to Shiloh Robinson. And then the big fella says, I'll repay you, Caden, with a outside tray ball.
First meeting between Western Kentucky and Liberty as the Flames begin their Conference USA tenure. They've got an 18-16 lead over Dante Allen and Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers with the ball. BJ, what do you make of the first 10 minutes of this game?
Well, surprisingly, it's the Liberty turnovers, right? Already 5 turnovers for one of the most efficient teams when it comes to taking care of the ball in all of college basketball. It's led to 7 points off turnovers for the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Yeah, they're outscoring Liberty 7-0 on turnovers, but Liberty's still leading this game.
Yeah. Well, it's the efficient offense, right? They're shooting 7 for 14 from the field, 3 of 18 from the three-point line. They're getting what they want on this end. Just got to take care of the ball as they usually do.
Matheny, shifty player. He's hit a couple of threes already. Got the big guy, Howard, on him, goes over the top. He missed it. That one poked out. Liberty's going to get another crack at it. Peebles got it blocked from behind by McHenry. I think Western might have a new PA guy this season. Yep, getting the nod. I need more information on him because I mean he just kind of inserts himself. There was a block right there, and he just goes, nope.
Yeah. He's keeping the audience that we have here tonight, our crowd, on their toes.
He's definitely bringing more energy.
Yeah. He's adding a little Rucker, in-game commentating to it, New age feel.
Matheny off the screen. And here's Rode. Backing down and traveled. Another turnover. That's 6 turnovers now for the team that averages 9 for a game.
A nice job of Western Kentucky of collapsing the defense, but it was really the indecision of Kyle Rode, not something we see often from him. Got in the paint and just wasn't sure where to go with the basketball.
And just 2 turnovers for Western Kentucky. Allen inside, tried to thread that needle, and good help from Robinson to force a turnover.
Really nice rotation on the backside from Shiloh Robinson. Anytime a team's in that 3-quarter front, you need that backside player to come over. Terrific job from Shiloh Robinson.
Western Kentucky extending that defense. Shot clock to 10. Matheny off the dribble. Oh, nice little find in the corner. Peebles missed it. Couple of players hit the deck. Looks like a foul on Liberty's Shiloh Robinson. Hey, we're going to be back here a week from today. Another brand new Conference USA team taking their first trip to Bowling Green. It's Jacksonville State at Western Kentucky next Saturday, 5 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network. Liberty picked to win this conference. It's technically T1 with Middle Tennessee, but they did have many more first place votes than Middle Tennessee had, and Western Kentucky right behind, picked 3rd.
Yeah, but Middle Tennessee's really behind the 8 ball. They lost their point guard, Cameron Weston, the leader of the, they're coming into the preseason. Everyone was expecting a fully loaded Middle Tennessee Blue Raider ball club, but without Cameron Weston now, they're really having to change the way they play and do things much more by committee. As we mentioned, the Liberty Flames have a real chance in their first year to win this conference.
And I think a team that could really be the face of this conference moving forward. Athletically, football, basketball. We saw it already in football.
Yep.
Great fan base.
great facilities, and a lot of moolah, which
never
certainly
hurts
helps these days.
That never hurts.
Both these teams scoreless in the last couple minutes. Hit a little bit of a lull here.
But the way this game has slowed down is more so favorable for Liberty, right? Liberty plays at one of the slower paces in Conference USA, so they don't want to make this thing up and down. They want to run a nice, patient offense. They want to make Western Kentucky play slow on offense.
Good give and go there, but Robinson was challenged at the rim by Tyrone Marshall. Now a little baseline drive, and the bounce. That's Enoch Kalambe. And we're tied at 18, nearing the 8-minute mark. One thing to keep an eye on here, BJ.
Yep.
Liberty has not played many close games this season. In fact, their last 5 games, this is an incredible note, their last 5 games decided by an average of 40 points per game. As Robinson puts the Flames back up 2. They have wins in this 5-game span of 73 and 42. And they have a 45-point loss to Alabama.
Yeah, so, you know, you'll take the 40-point wins. Obviously, the blowout is not what you're looking for.
7:37 to go in this first half. Liberty with a 20-18 lead here on CBS Sports Network. College basketball.
Liberty leads Conference USA in assists and showing why early on in this game. They do a great job of always having their head up, putting the defense in binds. As you see right there, Cade Matheny finding Shiloh Robinson. And then the bigs do a great job of passing. Shiloh Robinson, Zach Cleveland, some of their interior players are awesome with finding the guards. And that's how you lead a conference in assists. It can't just be the guards finding the bigs, but sometimes the bigs have to find the guards.
Richie McKay and Liberty have made 2 of the last 4 tournaments that have been held. Their last appearance in the 21 season. They won a game in the tournament back in 2019 against Mississippi State. He told us today at shoot-around, you will not find a better group of guys to coach. He said this has been the most enjoyable group he has had in his many years at Liberty.
Well, we saw it in the shoot-around today. It was just an amazing energy, the camaraderie, the fellowship that these guys have between each other. It's special, and you can tell they just love to be around each other and love to play basketball together.
And they just forced a shot clock violation. McHenry did not draw iron on that shot. But one of the things that you pointed out at shoot-around is that it really was a shoot-around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all they did was shoot, which, look, if you don't go to these all the time like we do, you might think, yeah, they're just shooting around.
It's not what you do.
A lot of the time, you saw Western Kentucky shoot around as well. A lot of it's scouting and drills, and it's not as much shooting. It was all shooting for Liberty.
Today was the most shooting I've ever seen in a shoot-around. It was literally 50 minutes of just shooting the basketball. Is another terrific find, connecting play to Zach Cleveland rolling to the rim. But yes, Coach McKay had his guys getting them up. And I'm going to tell you what, Chris, there wasn't a lot of misses.
This team, 48% from the field this season, 38% from deep, and they've got a 4-point lead here on Western Kentucky as Matheny, speaking of sharpshooters, a little trash talk to the bench. He's got 3 triples.
Well, Cade Matheny has a bit of an edge to him, right, Chris? He's one of those guys, when he makes a shot, he's going to let you know about it. You know, when you shoot as well as he does, he's telling people about it a lot.
And now Rode an open look. Cleared out of there by Western Kentucky. McHenry looking to run in on Matheny, who falls down. And McHenry, that's kind of his game.
Yeah.
Get in the paint, use that glass. He's got 6 points now to lead the Hilltoppers.
And that's where they've had the most success so far, is early transition, either the primary break or the secondary break early in the shot clock, getting downhill towards the basket.
And Rode left open again. He's off the mark.
Yeah. He is crisp, but those are shots that he is going to make. Those are not shots that Coach Lutz is going to be happy with his team giving up.
And he's 1 for 6 now as Newman misses on the other end. And all 6 of those shots from Rode are 3-pointers.
Well, you know, coaches have a phrase where they say, you know, we want to be good, not lucky. And so far, Western Kentucky's been a little bit lucky.
19 on the shot clock.
Number 21.
Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, heading to the world's most famous arena for some buck and bowl action. Catch PBR Unleash the Beast right here on CBS Sports Network from Madison Square Garden. You ever been on a buck and bowl?
Yeah, I have, but I don't want to talk about it.
I have not.
It wasn't my finest moment. I didn't last for you.
Another turnover for Liberty. That's number 7. And then Western turns it right back over themselves. 5-point lead for the Flames. Matheny gets it back, but McHenry was right there to put his hands up. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Colin Porter working that point. Quick move to the short corner. It was a good look, but missed it. They were going for the Euro step. Great defense. That's Gabriel McKay. Only gets about 11 minutes a game. But when he's out there, he's vital.
But see, this is how you know a player's engaged in the game, right? Gabriel McKay doesn't play very much. When he comes in, he's ready to sacrifice his body and make what we call a winning basketball play. If he's only out there for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or he gets 20 minutes in a game, Gabriel McKay is going to make winning basketball plays. Huge play for his team.
I mean, you look at the stats, he averages 4 points a game, 1 rebound a game, a half an assist a game. It's stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
But did you see how happy he was when he made that play?
It's a big play. He gets fouled at the cup.
Chris, he was sincerely joyous, right? Like he was happy. You thought he made a 3-point shot if you saw his reaction. That's how you know a guy is all about winning.
This Liberty team really undersized. They are, according to KenPom, one of the shortest teams in the country. NCAA average is a little over 6'4". Liberty is just under 6'2".
Yeah.
Taking a quick little peek to see if anything warrants a flagrant. Got the crew tonight. John St. Clair is the ref. Blake Harris and James Hicks. They're going to check to see actually earlier if a 3-point shot was actually a 2. And they have taken a point off the scoreboard. So might have been that Matheny corner 3. And yes, in fact, they did take that away from Matheny. Must have had a toe on the line. 86% free throw shooter.
Yeah, but to kind of go back to the hype piece you were touching on, Chris, with Liberty, right? As a player on an opposing team, you think you're going to take advantage of that coming into the game. We're the bigger team. We're the stronger team, right? And then a team like Liberty runs their offense at the pace they do. They're patient. And the next thing you know, you completely forget that they're small, right? You're out there just playing basketball and you don't even recognize it. Western Kentucky has to really make it a point to take advantage of their size, or else there won't be a difference in this game.
And there's Shiloh Robinson at 6'7", their tallest player, with a block.
And this is how shots are blocked from the rotation player, not the primary defender. Really nice job of timing that block up from Shiloh Robinson.
20 on the shot clock, 4:20 on the game clock. Third block of the game for Liberty. McHenry picks up the dribble, alley-oop, nice little cut, backdoor for Tyrone Marshall.
And see, those kind of plays will be there if McHenry and Marshall could get on the same page. Kyle Rhodes is not a great defender. He's a good position defender, but he's not a great individual defender. He can be had in certain situations on that end of the floor.
Zach Cleveland was trying to back his man down. There's Rhodes, still off the mark. Rhodes is 1 for 7. Western Kentucky trying to string a couple buckets together, and that ties it up. I'm going to say a foot was on the line there, 2-point shot, and a 1-point game. Robinson quiets the crowd with his second three of the season. He was 1 for 10 before that shot.
But I'll tell you what, Chris, it looked really good coming off his hands right there. If you hadn't brought up that stat, I'm sure a lot of Western Kentucky fans think this guy shoots on the regular.
And Western turns it over as Brandon Newman slipped on the floor. They almost left Matheny. They do leave Rode. This time he makes them pay.
And that's what we're talking about. The shots that Kyle Rode was missing, you cannot rely on that if you're Western Kentucky. Great job of finding your swingman shooter.
Marshall responds with a three of his own. Western Kentucky has made 4 straight shots.
And you're really liking the fight you're seeing from Coach Lutz's team right now. They're just kind of fighting, clawing their way, staying in this basketball game, but it seems like Liberty's playing much better.
Fans wanted to travel. Shot clock to 7. Matheny has Lander on him. Oh, tough shot. Didn't draw iron. And we're going to get a foul underneath on Liberty's Kyle Rode as that takes us to the under 4 timeout. Liberty 31, Western Kentucky 27. College. Coming up on AT&T at the half. Only a couple minutes to go until we send it back to Brent Stover, Chris Walker, John Rothstein, and Seth Davis. Huge day in college basketball. I had some top 10 teams. I watched 3 different top 10 teams. I mean, come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Saw one of them lose, saw a couple of them just barely survive. Fun day is now we kind of pass the torch from college football to college basketball here on CBS Sports Network. We do obviously have the national championship game coming up on Monday, Michigan and Washington. And a big day in the NFL tomorrow on CBS. Doubleheader beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Matheny and Robinson for Liberty. 7 of 11 for the floor, 18 points. Rest of the team, 5 of 17 from the floor.
Yeah, I mean, Caden Matheny's been off to a fiery start, and Shiloh Robinson's been in the right place at the right time. I would expect to see Kyle Rode get it going here as the first half winds down, carrying into the second half, but
Henry's starting to heat up. He's 5 of 8 from the floor. He's got 11. And Western Kentucky again within 1. Liberty has led by as many as 7. There's a 3 from McKay. Oh, that hit the backboard.
and that's the first poor shot attempt we've seen from Liberty all night, Chris, entire night.
And that one crawls over the rim and gives Western Kentucky the lead for the first time since the first minute of this game. McHenry's got 13 and a timeout called by Ritchie McKay. 8-0 run for the Hilltoppers over the last 85 seconds. Western Kentucky has taken a 32-31 lead on Liberty. They're going for their 8th straight win. This is a team that has not lost since Thanksgiving weekend. Best start since the 01-02 team. And a great start for Steve Lutz in his first season after coming over from Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Christian Lander, a returning player, obviously new to Coach Lutz, but a returning contributor for Western Kentucky, has been playing well, but it's been Don McHenry who has been the lift for them this season. Right now, off to a great start, already 13 points in this basketball game, so he has been such a pleasant surprise for Coach Lutz and his team.
Wide open look, top of the key, bricks off the back iron.
And you see Don McHenry calling for the ball. He wants to go.
And looking to find the big man inside. Rodney Howard got bumped. And it's going to be a 1-on-1 for Western Kentucky. Howard just a 56% free throw shooter.
And that's why Don McHenry wanted to go right there, Chris. The Liberty defense is not very strong in the early transition, right? They're good at the initial, but that part of offense where, or that part of defense where you're not all the way set, it's not a total half-court play. Sometimes Liberty gets spread out, and Don McHenry knows if we can get this thing moving, get this thing going early, we can attack and have some success. It's a smart play from your point guard.
Yeah, he's playing lights out over the last 5-10 minutes. And it's now a 10-0 run for Western Kentucky. They've made 5 straight shots. Those were their first free throw attempts of this game. Let's see if Liberty tries to get a 2-for-1 here. Sutherland. Don't get the 2-for-1. There's Rode. Howard just did not bite on the pump fake. Shot clock didn't reset. Hey, big slam, two-hander from Cleveland.
Zach Cleveland in the right place at the right time, taking advantage of the opportunity.
And Western Kentucky takes a timeout to set up what they hope to be the final play of the half. Up 1, 15 seconds to go. Shot clock is off.
Back here at Western Kentucky, a bit of a broken play. You're gonna see gets a little bit indecisive, but then Zach Cleveland with a give and go to finish up above the rim. Both players from Western Kentucky run out, leaving the rim abandoned. But Western Kentucky has an opportunity right here to continue to have momentum going into halftime, because they had it, if I'm wrong, Chris. It was looking like Western Kentucky was starting to turn the tide, but now, after that Liberty slam, who's going to control momentum going into halftime? So important.
And snapped a 10-0 run. Final 5 seconds of the half. Lander kicks it out. Marshall off the mark. And Western Kentucky will take a 1-point lead into the halftime break. Liberty led by as many as 7, but Western closes on a 10-2 run. Coming up next, AT&T at the half with Brent Stover, Chris Walker, John Rothstein, and Seth Davis. We thought it would be a good one. It has been so far in Liberty's first game in Conference USA. With about 3 minutes to go in the first half, but Western closes the half on a 10-2 run. They've got the lead as we get set to start the second half. Chris Hassel, BJ Taylor, what was the difference for the Hilltoppers to make that run?
Well, really, Chris, the Hilltoppers were able to turn Liberty over there and get this game moving at a pace that they wanted to go at. As we mentioned, they want to get this thing up and down. They got to continue to turn this into a track meet in the second half.
Here's a look at the first half stats. Liberty with 13 field goals, 12 assisted on. But turnovers, 7 turnovers in that first half. That's not a lot for many teams.
Right.
That's a lot for Liberty. They only average 9 a game.
Yeah, well, and the Liberty Flames came into this game 6-0 when they have 8 turnovers or less. So they pretty much already reached their ceiling. Like, they got to really cut them down this half. And then if you're Western Kentucky, continue to let Don McHenry cook. He has been rolling. He's been on fire. And your best player's got it going like he does. Got to let him go.
Well, Liberty's leader, Kyle Rode, averages 13 a game, but a really cold first half, shooting 2 for 9 from the floor. He has 6 points. He's had some open looks that he just has not been able to knock down. We will see a couple of players that got into early foul trouble for Liberty. Joseph Vincent picked up a couple. So did Babacar Faye for Western Kentucky. He had to take a seat after only a couple of minutes of action.
Yeah. But, you know, it's interesting about him. He's really one of the better matchups for Kyle Rode or Zach Cleveland. And Western Kentucky was able to do what they need to do without him there in the first half. But outstanding pass, little high-low action between Rode and Cleveland. Smart basketball play.
And Liberty seesaws back on top. Another lead change, the 7th of this game.
It's a great call coming out of the half from Coach McKay to set up that high-low action. coaches love when their plays out of timeouts or halftimes work. It's like their favorite thing in the world.
And then they force a turnover. When we talk about the Liberty turnovers, now Western Kentucky has more. That's the 9th turnover for the Hilltoppers. And that's what Steve Lutz said. Are we going to be disciplined enough? Will these guys, all these new faces, be disciplined enough to beat this great Liberty team?
Well, yeah, you know, all turnovers aren't created equal. As that's a wide open look for Colin Porter. Boy, they got lucky. But all turnovers are not created equal, meaning if Western Kentucky's out in transition and they're attacking, they're getting to the rim, he's good with those turnovers. But the half-court turnovers that are just careless basketball plays, those are the ones Coach Lutz needs his team to eliminate.
Blocking foul on Colin Porter. I got the 411 on the new PA guy for Western Kentucky.
Okay.
Cody Schuler.
Nice.
Won a contest.
Yes.
They held open tryouts.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, that's great. You know, it's always best when it's a, you know, democratic way of figuring out who the next person is. Open contest. It's great.
It's a 2-pointer for Brandon Newman. Western Kentucky goes back on top. I won a contest back in the day. Got to call a part of an Iowa football game on the radio. That's kind of how I got my start. Love the contest and love the drive from Zach Cleveland. +1.
Watch this little quick guard on big screen between Colin Porter and Zach Cleveland. Those are the type of things you can run when you have a ball handler the size of Cleveland. The defense does not know how to guard those plays, Chris. Why? Defenses are usually used to guarding a big, setting a screen for a guard. When you reverse it, and now the guard is setting the screen for the big, the communication gets a little bit complicated.
Richie McKay sees his team go back up 2. Gone back and forth here early going second half. Chris Hassel, B.J. Taylor. Conference USA opener for both teams in the first Conference USA game ever for Liberty as Marshall ties things up.
Tyler Marshall just with a quick burst to the rim.
Didn't get back on defense, and again, you know, you just have to say, whew, if you're Western Kentucky. And then they turn it over. Numbers for Liberty with Marshall, Kalambe, slow to get up, but he's now back in the fray. And another turnover. This one from Liberty. This PA guy's
he's
stealing
great.
the show.
Yeah, well, there's 2 things going on right now, Chris, that are uncharacteristic for Liberty. Obviously, the turnovers. They're turning the ball over at a rate that they don't usually do, but then they're compounding that with their 3-point shooting. Only 5 of 19 from the 3-point line. This is a team that is one of the better shooting teams in the league. Doing a couple uncharacteristic things here today.
Fay got the offensive rebound. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Western Kentucky. There was a point-blank look from Lander. Abubakar Fay, as we mentioned off the top, inserted into the starting lineup 6 games ago, and they haven't lost since. In fact, they've won 7 straight. Best start for Western in over 20 years at 11-3. Tough shot from Lander, not even close. Now Porter's going to back it out, rekey this offense.
I mean, Liberty's going to be patient, Chris. We know that. They're not going to rush. They're very comfortable playing low into the shot clock, shooting under 5 seconds.
Shot clock is at 5. Rode trying to create something. Tough shot, missed it. Rode is now 2 for 10 from the floor. Lander, nice move, and he gets fouled by Matheny.
So did you see the difference in the 2 teams right there? Right, the difference in the styles was never more evident than these last 2 possessions. Liberty goes late into the shot clock, shoots at around 4. Christian Lander comes down, no pass, attacks the rim, gets down the hill to the bucket and to the free throw line. Both effective offenses, but the way they go about it is so different.
Lander, one of the very few guys that still remain on this team from last season. He's the reigning Conference USA Player of the Week, had 19 points against Abilene Christian last time out, including a game-winning layup with 7 seconds left. And we talked about how Liberty's last 5 games have been decided on average by 40 points per game. None of them have been close. Western, on the other hand, last 4 games decided by a total of 13 points. So they have been used to these tight games, and they've been winning them.
And that bodes well for the Hilltoppers in conference play, because as we know, whenever you get in the league play, things start to get tighter, games are closer, and you've got to be able to execute down the stretch.
Cleveland with the back down. Matheny, the open look for 3. It's the 3rd wide open look that Liberty's just missed here early going second half, and it's Western basketball.
And I promise you right now, Coach McKay is encouraging his guys to continue to take those looks. This is a team that shoots up near 40% from the three-point line on the season, Chris. He is not going to implore his guys to start driving or do things that they don't normally do. He's going to say, guys, shoot with confidence, continue to take your looks.
They're 0 for 3 in the second half from deep. And that's going to be a foul on Colin Porter. That's his second.
You know, I like the physicality that Western Kentucky's starting to bring to this game. They're starting to make this a little bit more of a junky game, right? Starting to make this a little bit more ground and pound, a little more physical. And that's what you want to do when you play the Liberty Flames. Make this game a little bit more physical than they want it to be.
Tyrone Marshall misses that 3. Up to 12 lead changes now. We might have another on this trip down the floor. Drive and kick. Continuing to work that offense. Slick behind the back pass, and Rode knocks down the 3. And Western again, just baseline to baseline. And it's another foul on Porter, his 3rd. Oh, nice behind the back from Porter to Rode. And it's a 1-point Liberty lead. Just had our 13th lead change tonight. Liberty with a 1-point lead on Western Kentucky early going second half. Liberty Flames into Conference USA after a dominant run in the ASUN. Look at these teams that they are winning alongside. Over the last 6 seasons, only Gonzaga, Houston, and Kansas have more wins than Richie McKay's Liberty Flames.
Well, you know, Chris, speaking with Coach McKay earlier today, you see why his guys love playing for him. He's a player's coach. He invests in his guys not only as players, but as people. And that's how you get the best out of your players. Players have to know that you care about them and that you value the things that they value to get the best out of them. That's why he was a 2-time ASUN Coach of the Year and one of the best coaches, not only in this league, but it's not hyperbole to say he's one of the best coaches in college basketball.
I think they're looking at the 3-pointer in the corner that we just saw from Kyle Rode a minute or so ago, just to make sure that both of the toes were behind the line. It looks like he definitely was at liftoff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, clean shot.
So that should keep the score the same. Yeah, I mean, when you're winning alongside those teams, that's incredible. Last season, they won 27 games, lost in the ASUN championship game to Kennesaw State, but then went to the NIT. They beat Villanova in the NIT.
Yep. And he said earlier today when we spoke to him at shoot-around, he said, you know, we don't want this to sound like it's overly confident, but our guys are used to winning. Right, they lost a tough game earlier to Alabama about a week ago by a significant margin. He said it was kind of a shock to our guys' system. So when you have a program like Liberty that's used to winning, used to going out and being able to come out on top, that brings a different level of confidence every time you step out on the floor. Winning is a habit.
Yeah, we asked him, you know, are you guys in a better spot right now than you were earlier in the non-con? And he was honest. He said, look, we came out of break and we played Alabama in Birmingham, technically a neutral site game, but I mean, it was basically an Alabama home game, and lost by 45 points. He said there's not only are they not used to losing, they're not used to losing like that. And he thinks the guys have kind of been down a little bit since then because they haven't played a Division I team since then. They played Boise
Boyce
Yep.
earlier on this week on Monday. Boyce is not a Division I team. That's it. So he was a little bit concerned how his team was doing mindset-wise after that lopsided loss to Alabama. PA guy injecting himself in once again, but Liberty gets it back on the turnover. Rode missed it. Tip, no good. They got it back again.
This is amazing. Offensive rebound, 2 feet from the rim, point blank, kicks it out for a three-pointer.
Cleveland gets fouled on the way up. A late whistle. It was a good pass from Matheny. Boo birds from the fans.
You see Matheny comes off with another quick little pocket pass, bounce pass down to Cleveland, and it looks like there's contact right there on the left elbow as Cleveland goes up to finish up near the rim. But the more impressive play to me, Chris, was that Cleveland got an offensive rebound, point blank at the rim, and immediately kicks it out for the three-point attempt look for one of his guards. I mean, talk about unselfish basketball, man.
And now Liberty goes back on top, 42-41. This is the 4th of 6 consecutive games here on CBS Sports Network today. Weber State Oral Roberts coming up next in the Big Sky Summit Challenge, and then cap the night out west, Wyoming at New Mexico.
And just an attempted post feed right there from Babacar Faye down to Tyrone Marshall Jr. Kick ball, luckily, but I'm sure Coach Les doesn't want Babacar Faye trying to feed the post. He'd rather him receiving the ball in the post. Could have very well been a turnover right there.
3 minutes and 30 seconds. Western Kentucky has gone without a field goal. That one poked out of bounds with 18 on the shot clock. It's been a frustrating night on the offensive side for Rode. 3 for 12 from the floor, but he's done some good things defensively in the last few minutes.
Well, he hasn't lost engagement with the game, right? And that's exactly what you expect from a leader and a redshirt senior like Rode. You expect him to stay engaged, because as this game moves closer and closer down the stretch, they're going to need him to make plays.
Oh, that's a silly foul from Faye. He got in to Rode, and that was a pretty easy whistle to blow. And he's going to have to come out of this game because that's his 3rd foul.
And that's a part of Babacar Faye's development, is that knowing certain situations, he has to be smarter, right? Like that last play, there's no need to get in there and go into that congestion. Just move out of the way, allow the offense to continue to run.
That 3 in and out. And now 6 for 24. At around 25% for the Liberty Flames. It's a team that was top 10 in the country in three-point makes per game. They average 11 makes, only 6 right now. But they've gotten a lot of good looks.
Yeah.
It's not falling.
And the best thing they've done here tonight has really been on the defensive end. Western Kentucky is usually up near 80 points per game, only 41 here as we move through the second half. So the defense tonight for Liberty has been better than the offense.
We're going to get a foul on Rodney Howard as he was fighting for that offensive rebound. It's Howard's first. Both teams now 4 fouls in the first 5.5 minutes of the second half.
And, you know, you'd like to see Rodney Howard have more of an impact on this game. You know, the 6'11", fifth-year guy. He's by far the biggest player on the floor. Liberty doesn't play anybody up over 6'7" big minutes. So Rodney Howard is somebody that if he can be creative, use his size and his physicality, he can have an impact on this game. It may be the difference in this game.
Rode with the bounce. And Robinson. He hit one of those earlier in this game. But now 2 for 12 on the season from deep.
After he made one, we knew he was going to try again, right?
You have to. Lambe, nice drive. He's been pretty quiet tonight, but that was a big hit for him there.
Indian Hills JUCO transfer, came with Don McHenry.
You gotta like the way Columbia attacks the closeout right here and then gets that shoulder into the body of Zach Cleveland. That little shoulder bump is what's able to move the defender off his spot and give Columbia the angle to finish at the rim. Western Kentucky has a couple guys with McHenry, Columbia. They're so good going downhill with their left hand.
A lot of driving and kicking. Western Kentucky doing a good job plugging the holes. Shot clock under 10. Matheny around the Robinson screen. Robinson able to save that. Missed the bunny. Tipped around. They get it back. Rode for three. And finally, Western Kentucky clears it.
Just very, very smart play. Don McHenry, once again, you don't allow the Liberty defense to get set. If you're McHenry, you attack before they can get in the gaps and get in the help. McHenry's been in attack mode all night early in transition.
Now, he had that great finish to the first half, part of a 10-0 run that gave Western Kentucky the lead when they came back from 7 down.
Yeah.
Hasn't scored in this second half. He went off for 7 points in a 2-minute span or so. He can go off. Went for 30 against Wright State recently, missing on the first free throw attempt. He's 88%, their best free throw shooter. Brandon Newman comes on as Tyrone Marshall Jr. checks out. What's going to be the difference these final 13 minutes?
I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. If Liberty can start to make some of these three-point looks, because they're getting good attempts from the outside, shots that they usually make, they'll be able to extend the lead in this game. And then if you're Western Kentucky, it's can you get to the free throw line a little bit more, right? The free throw numbers are pretty even right now. I would like to see Western Kentucky in the game with a +10 margin in the free throw department, because that'll mean they were more physical in this basketball game.
Now 6 for 8 from the line. Liberty 4 for 7. This is Cleveland. Now against this zone defense, Matheny gets it back and then gets fouled. I think it is potentially going to come down to the free throw line, because that's now the 6th foul on Western Kentucky. So Liberty's going to be shooting the last 12:40 of this game.
And that's surprising, because Liberty does not get to the free throw line hardly at all. Second lowest in the NCAA. So,
wow, what an effort by Rode to tip that and draw the foul.
The foul was on number 10.
But you know, one of the things about this game, Chris, that's so beautiful, it's all about finding a way to win. When we spoke with Coach McKay earlier today, he said, you know, I love the numbers. I love the fact that we're such an efficient offense and field goal percentage, we limit turnovers, all these things. But I want to make sure our guys know that it's all about getting the win, right? So he wants his guys to understand no matter how we get it done, offense, defense, pretty game, ugly game, it's all about coming out on top.
And it has been a struggle on the offensive side for Rode. 3 for 14 from the floor, but still making some winning plays.
Yes, like that play right there. He gets in there on the offensive glass, right? He's having a struggling day from the outside, but he's still finding a way to have an impact.
And we're tied up at 44. Now Western Kentucky gets into an offensive set. We're going to get another foul on Liberty. So now the next Liberty foul will send Western to the line for the rest of the way. Second foul on Zach Cleveland. Liberty, not much of a free throw shooting team. They only average 12 points per game from the line. That's the second fewest in the country. Well, there's Rodney Howard for you.
And that's the size, Chris. 6'11", going up against 6'7" Kyle Rode. Throw it up over the top. And it's amazing because that play happens once a game in almost every game. The big player stands right in front of the rim. You throw it up over his head for the easy touch basket.
A nice look inside. Oh, a block from Allen. McHenry head up, in on Matheny. Tough little hanger. The tip, no. Tip again! It's good! Howard making the impact. These fans love it. Cleveland slips and he rolled his ankle. It's a travel. He's grabbing that right ankle. Oh, that's tough to see. Good to see him up on his feet so quickly. He's going to try to walk that sucker off. But it is turnover number 9 for Liberty, with Western up by 4. Now Liberty has missed their last 8 shots, and they just turned it over for the 9th time. Zach Cleveland back in the tunnel after rolling his ankle. Richie McKay coming back from checking him out and just rolled that right foot and was able to walk off mostly under his own power. Just being tended to in the tunnel back near the locker room. And Cleveland, that's a tough loss. Averages 10.5 a game. He's their best field goal shooter, best in the conference at 64%. And he's their leading scorer tonight, 13 points. He's got 5 rebounds. That would be a big loss the rest of the way.
Well, he's been getting it done on both ends of the floor, Chris. He's also been one of the better defenders for the majority of this season for the Liberty Flames. So, as you mentioned, now going to have to lean on the rotation players a little bit more. Brody Peoples comes in. Zach Rose going to have to, Kyle Rose got to play a little bit bigger inside.
That's a push off on Howard. It's kind of like offensive pass interference.
Yep.
Well, Howard's been effective. A couple of big buckets the last few times down the floor. And Western Kentucky has their largest lead of this game. Neither team has been able to open up any kind of double-digit lead.
You know, right now, if you're Western Kentucky, it's all about attack, attack, attack the paint. Get downhill, get to the rim.
And Peebles does that, but blows the lay-in. And a foul on Robinson. And that'll send Western Kentucky to the free throw line.
And why am I saying Western Kentucky needs to attack, Chris? Because now, without Zach Cleveland for the foreseeable future, Liberty, a team that was already small, just got even smaller at the rim. So there is no true shot blocker, and there isn't even really much length rotating over when Western Kentucky attacks the rim. The rim will be open for the Hilltoppers.
6'7" is Zach Cleveland. He, along with Robinson and Rode, their tallest players, all of them 6'7". Told you, according to Ken Palm, the second shortest team in college basketball, and there's over 350 teams. And here comes Babacar Faye in with his 3 fouls. Howard up to 10 points and 6 rebounds now, takes a seat.
And now Liberty, a team who always runs efficient offense, has to make sure they're even sharper on this end of the floor, because they cannot afford to not value any possession now.
They're going to need Rode. But his cold shooting night continues. 3 for 15 now. And here's Faye on Robinson, got bumped, no whistle. Big 3 from Brandon Newman. And the lead has ballooned to 9 on a 9-0 run. Robinson lost it. 10th turnover for Liberty. Marshall out to Allen. Little chicken wing offensive foul. Well, Newman came in 27% from deep. He's hit a couple big ones tonight.
Yeah, well, what a find by Christian Lander. Then you talk about a big-time shot. Brandon Newman. Make yourself a play, sir.
8.7 rebounds for Newman. Great to see. Zach Cleveland check back into this game after rolling the ankle. He's got it. A bonus foul. So 2 free throws coming for Van Zandt. He's 11 of 16 on the season.
To the line to the plane, number 23, Joseph Van Zandt.
Just want to apologize. We're having some technical difficulties here in Bowling Green. Chris Hassel, B.J. Taylor. 9:02 to go. Western Kentucky, largest lead of the night. That free throw from Joseph Van Zandt snaps a 9-0 run. 2 runs for Western Kentucky have been the difference in this one. That 9-0 run there and a 10-0 run in the final couple minutes of the first half.
Well, only 12 points for Liberty here, Chris, in the second half. It has been a real challenge for them. I mean, just a struggle to score on the offensive end, and then Western Kentucky has continued to attack the basket and make timely outside shots when they need them. That's why they have this lead.
Liberty just 1 for 11 from three-point range in this half. And Western's been doing a good job not settling for the 3. Newman has made the only one so far, and that's the second one of the half for Newman. Brandon Newman, transfer from Purdue, 3 seasons there. #1 team in the country this season, the Boilermakers. Big win over Illinois last night. And another turnover caused by the Hilltoppers.
And you gotta love the read right there. You see the fade from Brandon Newman, gets straight up and down into his tray ball. Brandon Newman has got it going here tonight. He has been the X factor in this game, Chris. A guy that Coach Lutz doesn't always lean on for offensive output. He has been special tonight.
Now Western Kentucky, the basketball, and a 10-point lead. Newman, the hot hand. He's got Porter on him. Now inside McHenry.
And that's what Brandon Newman shooting the ball well today does. When he gave the ball up, his defender did not want to sag in and help, leave Don McHenry for the lay, but runway's clear for Zach Cleveland.
Boy, they needed that, huh? 58-48. Western Kentucky with a 10-point lead over Liberty in the Flames' first Conference USA game. Hey, welcome to the conference, says the Hilltoppers. Keys to the game brought to you by Fresh Pet. BJ wanted Western Kentucky to play with discipline. They've really done that on the defensive end.
Yeah, well, if you look at what Western Kentucky's been able to do, 6 fast break points, not the tempo they usually play at, but they've been aggressive early in the shot clock, and they've played with defense on the defensive end, holding Liberty to 6 of 28 from the three-point line. One of the better shooting teams in Conference USA. That's outstanding. And then the Liberty Flames just have not taken care of the basketball the way we are accustomed to them doing. Double-digit turnovers here tonight has been a difference. So if you want me to give you keys now for the last 8 minutes. Liberty, take care of the basketball. Make some of those open shots you're getting, because you're getting good looks. And if you're Western Kentucky, remain in attack mode.
They are just 1 for 11 from deep in this second half. 1 for their last 12 from the floor. And dodged one there. Porter looked inside, and it's another turnover. That's a dozen now for a team that only averages 9 this season. Western Kentucky by 10.
Let's make some noise for these Hilltoppers.
The Hilltoppers flexing on Liberty. 7:22 to go, and the Toppers lead by 10. These fans here really like what they see. I get the sense a lot of people around here are surprised by how good this team has been in Steve Lutz's first season as the head coach, taking over for Rick Stansbury. They're off to their best start in over 20 years, looking to get to 12-3 tonight and win their 8th straight game.
But there's an intensity and a seriousness that Coach Lutz brings to a program. He had it at Corpus Christi, Texas A&M, obviously coming from Purdue previously, but the intensity he had in the shoot-around, Chris, we both noticed it, right? It's a very focused thing, and when you have that, when you bring that sort of thing to players and bring it to a team, the team usually reflects the coach, and they played that way.
Howard inside, batting that one around, and finally Road able to save it for Liberty.
And as much as Liberty likes to play at their pace, at some point they are going to have to pick this up now, down 10.
Oh, blocked from behind, but a whistle. Joseph Vincent with some energy.
A nice pass out of the double team, and then goes up strong, and it looks like Howard almost gets all ball over the top here on the backside. As you see, he swipes over the top, and then, oh, it looked clean to me. Man, that's how you go up to finish if you're Joseph Van Zandt, but looked like Rodney Howard made a great play on the basketball.
That's Howard's third. Lander also has 3, along with Fay for Western Kentucky. Liberty has a couple of guys with 3 fouls as well, Porter and Van Zandt, who makes 1 of 2. Oh, huge screen, and I don't know how that wasn't an offensive foul.
Yeah, it was an offensive foul, as you said, Chris, not because he wasn't set, but do you see he's going to extend the arms right here. Watch when Dante Allen sets the screen, and then he throws a little extra shove in there. He's set, but then you can't add the extra piece on to the end. I'm sure the official is going to tell Coach McKay, hey, he was set, but the extra oomph he put on the end, the extension of the arms, should have been an offensive foul call.
Yeah, I just don't think that any official had the view that we did.
Yeah.
Might have been blocked by the bodies, and you know, if you're behind him, yeah, it looks clean. But from our vantage point, you could see the extension in what should have been an offensive foul.
Yeah, as a guy who played point guard, used to pick up full court from time to time, whenever those screens would happen, it was always you were relying on your teammates to call it out. But you sometimes wish that play was removed from the game. Right? It's almost like a cutback in football. You can't see the screen coming at all.
And now the lead's back up to 11 after 2 of 3 makes from Allen. And a nice bounce on the drive from Cleveland, who looks pretty good after turning that ankle. Van Zandt, I love the energy that he brings.
Yep.
Swipe that one out of bounds. And now some full court pressure being shown by Liberty. Liberty 11-4 this season. They had a very impressive Myrtle Beach Invitational Championship. They beat Furman, Wichita State, and Vermont to take that title. Shot clock now under 10. Howard was calling for it, got it, missed it, and then committed a foul. And for Howard, that's 4.
What a fight down there from Kyle Road. As we mentioned, giving up the size advantage inside to Howard, but just battled him, moved him off his spot around the rim, kind of frustrated Howard into that foul.
And Liberty is in the double bonus, so 2 free throws coming for Road.
And now 4 personal fouls for Rodney Howard, 3 for Babacar Faye. If Liberty can be a little bit more aggressive, getting to the rim, there's a chance that they can get Rodney Howard and Babacar Faye out of the game, which will change the entire complexion of this one.
Faye comes in to replace Howard, who sits with those 4. Rode 1 of 2. Eight-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Lander got it poked away.
Christian Lander just got to be stronger with the ball right there.
Again, Van Zandt blew the lay-in. Rhodes stole it back. And Van Zandt had it stripped away. And finally a foul on Liberty.
The foul is on number 22, Kyle Rhodes.
You're going to see Drake come over the top, change the shot from Dante Allen, and an outstanding hustle from Kyle Rhodes, but love the way both of these teams are battling and fighting and competing tonight, Chris. There has been no lack of competitive fervor on either side. That's what conference basketball is all about, right?
We're in it now, baby. Here we go. And a lot of teams joining new conferences this season, like Liberty and so many others in Conference USA, a team that Western Kentucky is going to see next. Sam Houston State on Wednesday, and then Jacksonville State next Saturday, right here on CBS Sports Network. Even your former team, UCF, getting its first taste of Big 12 hoops today.
Absolutely, and there's no need for anyone to go check that score.
Oh, that 3 was halfway down, but Matheny can't buy it. And Liberty can't buy it from deep. 1 for 12 in the second half. And Zandt getting handsy. McHenry takes him to task.
And that is so tough from Don McHenry. Gets Colin Porter off his feet with the side-to-side crossover, and then the extended lefty lay. It's a beautiful move.
Cleveland can't get it. Boy, even at the rim, Liberty is having a heck of a time. 22% from the floor in the second half. 3 from Allen. Oh, baby! Cleveland is fouled. Now, I've been here a lot. These fans are great. I'm not sure the last time I've heard it this loud in this building.
Man, but they got loud when McHenry hit him with a double cross to the left-handed lay, and then Dante Allen with a big-time shot from the top of the key, extending this lead to 13 points. Wow. Western Kentucky has gotten contributions from Dante Allen and Brandon Newman from behind the line today that they don't always get. That has been the difference in this one.
11 from Newman, 10 from Allen. Marshall checking back in to replace Faye, who's been in foul trouble much of this game. So much history here at Western Kentucky. 42 league titles. That's one of the tops in the country. But they haven't made the NCAA tournament in 10 years. Following the miss and a big bucket for Cleveland.
A good friend of mine, Courtney Lee, now lives in Orlando, Florida, all-time Western Kentucky great.
And Liberty turns him right back over. 10-point game, 4:18 to go. And you know, they haven't been bad this last decade. They were winning 20-plus games just about each and every season up until these last couple of years. A lot of times they were the most talented team in Conference USA. They just couldn't get it done in the tournament.
Well, you also have to credit the rest of the league, right? FAU last year was just absolutely exceptional. Think about UAB with Jelly Walker, one of the leading scorers in the country. North Texas had an outstanding defense, so big-time shot. Kyle Rhodes can see if he can get it going, but Conference USA, even with their mass exodus, is a good league, good basketball league, and that was a part of the struggle for Western Kentucky, but they look to be back this year.
Offensive foul. Matheny draws it, and here comes Liberty. A 6-0 run with 3:55 to go. They're within 7. A look at the game summary brought to you by AT&T. Liberty having an off night from the floor, shooting just 35%. But
After falling behind 13 a minute or so ago, they've reeled off 6 straight, and they're not done yet.
Yeah, well, and the biggest difference in this ball game has been that Western Kentucky has played more efficient offense than the Liberty Flames, which is something no one that's a Liberty Flame fan is accustomed to. You see the 7 of 17 three-point shooting from Western Kentucky, much worse for Liberty. So throughout this ball game, it's been Western Kentucky shooting 48% from the field that has ran better offense and found better looks on that end of the floor.
Porter gets a look, way short. Not the possession that Ritchie McKay dreamed up. Allen. Oh, my! Acrobatic and one!
Dante Allen has had himself a great second half, and then he goes with a nifty, swifty flip up into the rim right here. Watch the up and under. Looking like a 90s Michael Jordan right here. It's beautiful. Dante Allen. Boy. Reminded me of some of those old Jordan clips, man, I used to watch when I was a kid. The Dipsy Dude.
Goodness gracious, BJ. He's up to 13 points now. He's hit all 4 of his shots. And he's come up huge here late in this game. What a beautiful spin move by Cleveland at a timeout called by Ritchie McKay. 3:32 to go. Western Kentucky by 8. Western Kentucky with the ball and an 8-point lead with 3:32 to go. Conference USA opener for both of these teams in the first Conference USA game for Liberty. We asked Ritchie McKay, shoot around today, what's this transition going to be like from the A-Sun to Conference USA? And I mean, he did not hesitate.
Yep.
He knows it's going to be a lot more difficult.
It's really going to be the athleticism and the size and the pace that guys in this league are going to play with. It's something that Liberty usually does a good job of handling, but they have to be shooting the ball at the level they usually shoot the ball to kind of mitigate that athleticism difference.
And a foul underneath as Enoch Kalambe went for the reverse. He's going to have a couple of free throws. 61% free throw shooter.
Well, whenever Western Kentucky's been determined to get downhill, they've had success. They've been able to do it. This entire evening, Kalambe, obviously Don McHenry. Look at some of the other guys that have had success from the outside. Brandon Newman, Christian Lander, right? They've had a good balanced offense here in this second half. Early on, Don McHenry had the game under control. He kept them in the game in that first half, but some of their role players, some of their other guys have really stepped up here as the game has moved down the stretch.
Van Zandt comes out because that was his 4th foul. That's off of Liberty. Caden Matheny is on his back and hurts. Matheny grabs the rebound. I mean, if you're not going to call a foul, that's the right call because it did go off Matheny.
Yeah.
This is the second time in this second half we've seen a Liberty player turn it over and get hurt at the same time.
I think he landed on the foot right there of a Western Kentucky ball player. Caden Matheny's been battling all game.
On target cleaning and restoration, the official floor care partner of WKU Athletics. We set our sights on stage.
He had a couple big threes in the first half, but he's gone cold ever since. 3 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 7 from deep.
Into the game for the play, number 21, Gabriel McKay.
McKay replaces him. It looks like he's going to check back in very shortly. And that's a turnover.
Just a poor pass right there from Brandon Newman.
Cleveland led his teammate Brody Peebles a little too far. And that is the 15th turnover for this team that only averages 9 a game. Matheny is back in the game.
Just a bit of an overthrow right there, Chris, you know, but see now Liberty's having to play a style of ball that they don't usually like to play. They're having to play at this up-tempo, faster pace. We saw the miscommunication right there between Peebles and Cleveland. Sometimes when a team that has to play rampant, play at that fast pace isn't used to it, turnovers happen.
Marshall Missed that. Cleveland the rebound. Liberty's going to have to make a couple threes if they're going to come back in this game. But Cleveland takes it inside and get a couple of free throws.
And obviously, if you're Western Kentucky, you don't want to foul. But it's not the worst thing that can happen. Why? Because Liberty, even though they haven't shot the ball well today, they're always a threat to get back in the game with the three-point shot, right? So you really don't want to sag in too much and start collapsing that paint and allow kick-out threes. You want to force Zach Cleveland, Cade Matheny, Colin Porter, all these guys to attack the basket and finish at the rim.
16 second-half points for Cleveland. Get another crack at it. They save it. It's still loose. And a foul is called on Western Kentucky. And that'll send Liberty right back to the line. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one either, Chris. You're going to see the loose ball, little scrum, and then watch the middle of your screen. Christian Lander comes in, and yeah, that's just a clean basketball play, if you ask me. Colin Porter didn't look like he had good possession of that basketball. Looked like it was free for anyone to take right there. Boy. But now another opportunity for Liberty to capitalize the free throw line. Kyle Rose went 1 for 2. They're going to need Colin Porter to make both of these.
His first free throw tonight. They're just 13 for 20 from the line. Only a 66% free throw shooting team.
Surprising as good as they shoot from the outside, isn't it?
Absolutely. Porter makes both, so it's a three-point trip for Liberty. And it's now a two-possession game coming up on 2:30 to play. Try to feed it down low. Robinson goes down to get it and calls timeout for Liberty. So they've got it. Down 6 with 2:21 to go. Don't go anywhere. Good finish coming. Bunch more basketball to come here on CBS Sports Network tonight. When we're done, it's Weber State and Oral Roberts in the Big Sky Summit Challenge, and then at 10 o'clock Eastern Time out in the Mountain West at the Pit, New Mexico, hosting Wyoming right here on CBS Sports Network. Right now, Western Kentucky trying to hang on against Liberty. They led by as many as 13. The lead has been cut to 6 with 2:21 to go. For those of you tuning in for that Weber State Oral Roberts game, you can stream it live right now for free on the CBS Sports app or at cbssports.com/CBSSN. And as soon as that thing tips off, it will stream live. As soon as we're done here, we will take you there on CBS Sports Network. But still 2:21 to go. And Liberty basketball. Tough shooting night, 35% from the floor, 23% from deep, but they're still in it. Rode. Now Cleveland, who's been huge in the second half, backing down inside. Good look, left it short.
Yeah, that's a great look. If you're Zach Cleveland inside, just wasn't able to get enough elevation to get it over the rim. And now if you're Western Kentucky, no need to rush. Be patient, run your offense, and most importantly, in the possession with a shot attempt. Don't turn the ball over.
Howard's got it. And now the shot clock under 10. Allen. Cut off. Defender slipped. And Liberty's got it again at the 92nd mark. Rode, deep three. Offensive board, Matheny. Another look for three. This one's good, and it's a three-point game. Brody Peebles was 0 for 6 before he hit it. And a timeout, Western Kentucky, with 1:13 to go. We'll take a timeout and be back. A one-possession game all of a sudden.
And Liberty Flames, whenever you're able to shoot the ball as well as they are, they're always in the basketball game. Great fire from Cade Matheny and Brody Peoples off the bench with a huge shot to cut this lead to 3. Exactly what the Flames needed. Now they turn the page to the defensive end, and they need to be thinking one stop. Let's get one stop so that we can push and give ourselves a chance to tie this game.
They were down by 13 with 4:42 to go. That Western Kentucky lead has dwindled to 3. And now taking some clock. Christian Lander guarded by Matheny as we hit the 1-minute mark in the Conference USA opener. Screen from Howard. Allen, can he hit another? Liberty's got it with a chance to tie with a 3. Cleveland driving it to the cup, kicks it out. And now Matheny. Oh, he almost walked.
And nobody's had a hotter hand than Cade Matheny tonight.
He slips. Road. Tipped away. Howard is fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line for Western Kentucky. Just madness.
Yeah. Man, you're looking at Cade Matheny lose the ball right there. That's clean. That's not a double dribble or bad play. But you watch right here as he gets downhill. He's going to dump it off to Kyle Rode. And then it's a tough play from Kyle Rode right there. You would have liked to see him take an extra pound dribble, get to the other side of the basket and finish. But outstanding hustle from the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
The foul was called on Joseph Vincent. He's done. That's number 5. So that's why Liberty is getting, and Western Kentucky for that matter, a chance to talk things over. Liberty is out of timeouts. Hilltoppers still have 2.
I tell you what, Chris, Western Kentucky just competes so hard, don't they? I mean, even that last defensive possession, it was like make a play, and then make another extra play to finish the possession. That's a reflection of Coach Lutz and the way he coaches his guys. They play hard.
Oh, missed first free throw from Howard. He'll get one more. That Weber State Oral Roberts game is underway. You can stream it for free at cbssports.com/CBSSN or on the CBS Sports app. We'll get you out there as soon as this one's over. 2-possession game now. 4-point lead for the Hilltoppers.
And I expect Zach Cleveland to get downhill, create something.
Porter uses the pump fake, gets to the hoop, lays it in. 2-point game, 19.7 to go. Shot clock is off.
And Liberty will have to foul here soon because they can't let the clock run out. Obviously, they got to foul. You're good with 1 trap in the backcourt, maybe 2, but then as soon as the team gets across half court, Chris, you got to throw a foul on because you can't let that time run off the clock. It's too precious.
Yeah, I think they were thinking maybe they could turn them over before they needed to commit that foul. It's Marshall who goes to the free throw line. He is a great free throw shooter on the season, 83%, but tonight 1 of 2. Missed the first.
And now that changes things for Liberty. Whether it's a make or a miss, it will only be a 1-possession ball game. Liberty has the option to get downhill, attack the rim. There's still time. Or if there's a defender on Western Kentucky that's a little lazy, find your open man on offense for the 3-point.
Oh my goodness, he missed both of them. Liberty can tie it or win it. Cleveland drives, kicks it out. 3, no good. They got it back. One more chance at the buzzer. No good. And the Hilltoppers survive.
And just a great driving kick right here from Zach Cleveland. Brody Peoples, a wide open 3, just made one from that spot. And then Cade Matheny goes out to the 3-point line. He could have went back up and they needed 3, but oh, Western Kentucky, what a fight, what an effort tonight.
And an 8th straight win for Steve Lutz and the Hilltoppers. Our final score,
70-68 for B.J. Taylor and our entire crew. I'm Chris Hassel. Coming up next, Weber State and Oral Roberts. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.